ukirusha mawe. Salamu alaikum. Poleni sana.
Is President William Ruto unknowingly dancing to his death trap?
Wengine wataingia kwa jeshi, wataingia kwa polisi, itafika mahali escort commander wa president mwenyewe atakuwa mgeni, hatakuwa mgeni.
Maneno ya vitisho pelekea watu wengine. Maneno ya vitisho pelekea watu wengine. Hii Isiolo mimi nitajenga.
You see, President William Ruto's recent decision to scrap the vetting process for national ID applications has sparked a heated debate across Kenya.
Vested in me by the Constitution of Kenya, do hereby proclaim and order. Number 1, that the extra requirements for vetting and ethnic profiling to which persons living within border counties are subjected to during registration and issuance of national identity documents shall be and is hereby discontinued.
While his administration claims the move is aimed at unifying marginalized communities, particularly those from northeastern Kenya, security experts and political analysts are sounding the alarm, warning that this decision could have dire consequences for the nation's security and stability.
Rais amekubali watu wapewe vitambulisho bila kufanywa vetting. Alitangazia kule Northeastern, mimi nimefanya kazi huko. Watu wengi ambao wanatafuta vitambulisho Northeastern ni wa Somali, kutoka Somalia. Na wao wanakuja hata vetting committee wanaipatia pesa, alafu wanapewa vitambulisho.
At the heart of the controversy is the concern that easing the vetting process for national IDs could open the floodgates for illegal immigrants, including individuals with ties to terrorist organizations like the Al-Shabaab, to acquire Kenyan identification documents.
Sasa hiyo committee imetolewa na hakuna alternative. Na wakati rais anatangaza hivyo, kuna machifu 5 ambao walikuwa wameenda kumpangia mkutano walichukuliwa na Al-Shabaab, hawajapatikana mpaka saa hizi, wako Somalia. Wale watu ambao wamekamata machifu wetu sasa watapewa vitambulisho ya Kenya freely. Watapewa. Sasa wakitoka pale wakienda kuteka nyara watu wengine wakikamatwa watakuwa wamebeba ID ya nani? Ya Kenya. Watakuwa wanasema wa Kenya wamekuwa watakuteka nyara watu.
Former regional commander and current Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya has been particularly vocal in his criticism. With a wealth of experience in security matters, having served in the Rift Valley and northeastern regions, Natembeya describes the move as a ticking time bomb that could potentially destabilize the country.
Hao watu watapata passport zetu, waende kula Amerika, waende wakalipue manyumba huko. Watasema wa Kenya wanalipua manyumba huko. Mtapewa visa ya kwenda Amerika. These things ziko na serious security implications.
Natembeya warns that without proper vetting, individuals who are not genuine Kenyans, particularly illegal immigrants from Somalia, could easily obtain national IDs. This, he argues, would not only compromise national security, but also embolden criminal elements to operate under the guise of Kenyan citizenship.
Sio kitu ya kufanya kiholela namna hii. Itafika mahali hawa watu watakuja kwa wingi, hata MCA atachaguliwa, hata MP atachaguliwa, hata governor atachaguliwa, hata msukuchu wa president atachaguliwa na atakuwa mgeni, atakuwa Mkenya. Wengine wataingia kwa jeshi, wataingia kwa polisi, itafika mahali escort commander wa president mwenyewe atakuwa mgeni, hatakuwa Mkenya.
He further emphasized that President Ruto might soon find himself at the mercy of Al-Shabaab if the terror group exploits this loophole to infiltrate the country.
Saa hizi mataifa inaangalia mipaka. Ukienda Amerika, taifa kubwa linazuia watu kuingia kwenye taifa lake. Wanazuia. Itakuwaje a small undeveloped primitive country inafungura mpaka namna hii ili watu wakuje bila wanataka? Tutakuwa na nchi wapi? Mimi nitasema ukweli yangu, wakitaka kunimaliza mtakumbuka maneno nimesema. But you can't keep quiet when things are going wrong. That one was a wrong policy decision and it's going to injure us. In another 5 years, utaona kitu ambacho kitafanyika. It's going to be very bad.
President Ruto's announcement to abolish the vetting process was framed as a step toward inclusivity and unity. He argued the stringent vetting requirements had disproportionately affected certain communities, particularly those from northeastern Kenya, where residents have long been subjected to rigorous scrutiny due to the region's proximity to Somalia and its history of Al-Shabaab activity.
And from the beginning of May this year, in a few days from now, there will no longer be vetting for people who want to get IDs. And I am going to be issuing a policy document to make sure that we have a mechanism that is similar to other Kenyans, so that we don't discriminate on the basis of religion or region.
By removing these barriers, Ruto claimed he was fostering a sense of belonging and equality among all Kenyans. However, not everyone is convinced by the president's rationale. A section of Kenyans view the move as a calculated political strategy aimed at garnering support from specific communities ahead of the 2027 general elections. Critics argue that Ruto, whose administration has faced significant opposition over its policies and leadership style, is seeking to consolidate votes by appealing to marginalized groups. This has led to accusations that the decision is less about national unity and more about political expediency.
Unajua sasa Ruto anafikiria ati amekapanga na historia Northeastern ati kuondoa vetting ya nini ya Somalis wapewe ID. Ruto, we want to remind you, there was a party called the Democratic Party of United States of America. Walikuwa na candidate wao alikuwa anaitwa Harris Kamala. Walikuwa wameleta so many illegal immigrants huko US na wakawapatia voting rights, but they still lost the election. You do what you must do. Hata recruit hata UG, recruit hadi Rwanda, register all of them, but you will still lose. Like America, like Kenya, same way they lost, you will lose it. How do you put our national security at risk because of your selfish interest, or because you're always thinking about an election? But not to worry, your time is come, and it's a mene tekel moment.
That's why I told you, there are some movements from Uganda, there are some movements from Kakuma, the refugee camps, from parts of Oromo, from parts of the Somalia community in Somaliland and the other Somali. There are some strange movements that are happening. It is in the preparation of the elections. Again, kuna the Mount Kenya movement you are seeing is in preparation for the elections. Again, destabilization of many people that could be potential politician. There's a lot of organizational capacity. See, Mudavadi has broken his party. He's joined UDA. Is now itakuwa United Democratic what? Movement Party, something like that. Costs, you see, the appointment that was meant, all the appointments are very political. So Ruto is not working on the economy you are trying to ask him to fix. He knows he can fix nothing. He knows there is nothing that can be changed now. He needs another 10 years to be able to change, or to be like a Kibaki. Even Kibaki didn't do anything with the first term. He did all the things that he did in second term. That is why you can understand that Sudi and the group are doing four-pronged things. They have a team dealing with Mount Kenya specifically. The people running the economy in Mount Kenya, they are being dealt with. The people who are politicians in Mount Kenya are being dealt with. The religious people in Mount Kenya are being dealt with. And then groups like Waroinges, miners, they're also being dealt with from another angle. And that is a team. They have their offices in Peponi Road. That's how they have. That's a team specifically dealing with Mount Kenya. How do we destabilize? How do we organize? How do we bring it down? How do we bring it up? How do we create a Gachagua to be a monster, then create a Maina to be a monster, then let them eat one another? That's number one. They have another team that is looking for the numbers to make sure they have the number to counter any sort of an organization that can be created out of the Kikuyu movement or Kikuyu political party. So they want to know how many campuses will join, how many Merus, how many Kisis will come on board, how many Luos will come on board, how many Gen Zs, and also there is another group that is dealing specifically with the Gen Zs. I told you a friend will be swallowed. He's not talking now. The stadiums now, he has forgotten about them. He's forgotten everything because now he's fighting for his dear life.
Now, Apostle,